Hi guys, it's Andy from mcfcfantv. Just a quick video really, and this is a slightly different one, and it's one about Charles Joseph Hart, as we would know him, Joe Hart, which as we now know today, it's been made official after lots of speculation that Joe Hart has now officially signed for Burnley for 3.5 million. So who is he? Well, some of you guys might think, well, we know who Joe Hart is, at the end of the day, but some of the younger fans in particular might not remember Joe Hart so well. So, as I said, Charles Joseph Hart was born on the 19th of April 1987, which makes him 31. Now, as a young kid at school in Shrewsbury, he was quite an accomplished cricketer and represented Shrewsbury Cricket Club, and was also at Worcestershire's academy in the Birmingham District League. There he also represented Shrewsbury at football, and eventually was in their academy. Now, of all things, he was 15 years of age when he was drafted in as a substitute for Shrewsbury Town, and he was on the bench in a 0-0 draw away to, I think it was a 0-0 draw, away to Rochdale at Gay Meadow, when he was only 15 years of age. Now, in total, he played 58 times for Shrewsbury before Manchester City signed him in 2006. Now, at the time, there was rumours that it was a £650,000 fee that could rise to 1.5 million. But in an interview that the then chairman John Wardle gave in 2012, he actually said the figure was £100,000. So, we're talking about a goalkeeper over time who has been in the top sort of 5 or 10 goalkeepers in world football. We got him for £100,000. He made his official debut for Manchester City in the 14th of October 2006, when Isaacson and Nicky Weaver were both injured, and that was to Sheffield United in a 0-0 draw. In 2007, he was loaned to Tranmere Rovers, where he played 6 times, and then subsequently that year he was also loaned to Blackpool, where he made 5 appearances. In 2007, Sven-Göran Eriksson brought him back to Manchester City and made him the first choice keeper, and he played around about 50 games in that 2-year period. With a change of management in 2009, he was sent again on loan to, this time, Birmingham City under Alex McLeish. It was there that he was nominated for the PFA Team of the Year, making around about 41 appearances for Birmingham City. In 2010, Roberto Mancini brought Joe Hart back and basically said to him, train and fight for your place, and he did. He did that pre-season and became City's first choice goalkeeper until 2016. Now, on Mancini, he made a few comments, and I made some notes here. He made some comments on his video that I'm sure some of you will have already have seen. I think it's been released by Man City TV, and also it's over Twitter. And on that time, he said over Roberto Mancini, he was his words. He was supercharged, and at the time, the team, it was a really close knit group. He said that it was a really good squad. And they were up against what at the time was Manchester United's all-dominant team. And he said he could feel, a real shift and a change of power. And in his interview, and I've just got some quotes here, and this is his time under certainly Roberto Mancini, he said, when asked about some of the clips that he was being shown of some of the matches in particular, there was one against Spurs where he made numerous saves. He asked him about the semi-final against Manchester United at Wembley, and he said it was just the most incredible atmosphere he'd ever been in, knowing the history, knowing the banner that United had, the ticker banner of how many years it had been. He said so. The atmosphere was absolutely electric, and he said it was better than any England international or other games he'd ever played in. And obviously, we went through to the final in that particular time. He said The game itself was just amazing. The fact that when they won the FA Cup final under Mancini, he said for the fans, the City players knew just how much it meant. The fact that they could eventually sort of get rid of that banner at Old Trafford. They also shown a clip of him in 2012 and said, what was that like? And he said, I'm being honest with you. He said, I really don't know. I don't remember much about it. He said, my emotions were just all over the place. And when Dzeko scored and then obviously Sergio scored that last minute winner, he said, I ran. I just basically ran. He said, and it was only the fact that Gail Clichy was there to stop me. He said, because I have no idea where I would have ended up. So he said it was just incredible. He said, and still today, I can't remember half of it. They also played him a clip of the Barcelona game in the Champions League when he came up against Lionel Messi, and just Messi said in press conference afterwards that it was just the most incredible goalkeeper performance he'd been up against. And he said, that you're up against many players like Ronaldo and Neymar. He said, but on that night, Messi was incredible. He said, and I was just thankful I could throw my body in front of his shots and his feet and everything else. He said it was just one of those games that he had, and a game he'll never ever forget. Now, he did say at that point he did actually get quite emotional. So he's still got a massive affinity for Manchester City and the fans and the club itself. You could see that because he was quite choked and had to pause for a second if you see it on the video. Now, he said right at the very beginning of the video the fact that he felt that over his career there were managers who liked him and managers that just didn't. And that clearly sort of played out with regards to whether he was in the City first team squad, or whether he was sent on loan, or whether he was dropped, or then he was not wanted. And the competition that he had with Pantilimon, he said that did him the world of good. It made him come back stronger. But then obviously we had the issue with Pep Guardiola came in, and they didn't really go into much detail about that. But I think he'd already made the comment at the beginning to say, a manager's either going to like you or he's not. Now, I can remember when the news broke, the day the news actually broke that Pep Guardiola was sending Joe Hart on loan to Torino. And the only reason it's significant that I remember of is my son. He'd actually visited the Cheshire Ice Cream Farm close to where we live, and my son was working there as a part-time job in the summer, and actually got this particular picture with him. So, as we know, he then goes on loan to Torino, which wasn't a fantastic time with let's face it, a poor Torino team. He played 37 games there, and then he came back off loan, went to West Ham United, where he played 23 games for them, and then he is where he is right now, and now he's going to continue his career at Burnley. So, from everyone at Man City Fan TV, and City fans, I'm sure, I know he was split. There were some that thought he was a little bit cocky and maybe couldn't control his emotions, and that let him down, and all the things about his kicking, etc. But there's no doubt about it. If I pulled up some figures earlier when I was about to do this video, and he played 75 appearances for England, which is significant amount. In total, he's played 518 games, professional games, and he's still only 31. Now, keepers these days can go on to 38, 39, even 40. So you're expecting Hart to make in the region of 700-800 games potentially, which is incredible. He's won 2 Premier Leagues, he's won 1 FA Cup, he's won 2 League Cups, he's won the Premier League Golden Glove 4 times, and he's been in the PFA Team of the Year, Division 2 through to the Premier League 5 times. So, he's done something right. He's had a fantastic career so far to date. Yeah, the last 2 years haven't been fantastic for him. But anyway, all I'd like to say is he made another couple of comments, and he said, I'll never, what was it? It'll never die at City. That was what it said. He said, it'll never die at City for me. And when everything's finished, I'll come back, and I'll no doubt be watching Manchester City. So City is still in his heart. You could see it was quite bitter No, he wasn't bitter, but it was bitter for him, the fact that he was leaving a club. I believe there's been some rumours around that Man City will do something for Joe Hart. I hope they do. He's been a fantastic servant for us. It's not worked out for him over the last couple of years under Pep Guardiola, but he's still got 6-7 years at the top of his game, and no doubt he'll do a fantastic job for Burnley. So, as I said before, guys, Joe, if you're listening, if you do end up watching this, certainly from myself and Ray and everyone at Man City Fan TV, we wish you all the best in your career, and hopefully when it's all over, we'll see you around the Etihad. Anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Good luck, Joe Hart, and we'll see you soon.